Hi everyone, today I'm going to be presenting a short demo of our new product that we're working on, which is called Synthia. So Synthia is an AI executive assistant. That's a pretty wide concept, but essentially the idea is it allows you to take all of your communication channels, be that email, SMS, WhatsApp, and easily bring them all into a single website with an AI assistant, which can essentially help you with all of your day-to-day tasks. I'm just going to run a couple of short demos of some simple use cases and then kind of go over a little bit how it works. So just to give you some context, on the left side there is the Synthia chat window, which is the interface which you can chat with your AI assistant. Each person who signs up for a Synthia account gets their own AI assistant, which is configurable. So let me just bring up my window here. So I'm going to go on the settings page here. And you can see all the things here. So there's owner name, email, which is my personal email, whether or not it will forward emails on to you. There's quite a few more little things there as well, but the important things are down here, which is the assistant email address. So each assistant has its own email address, and each assistant has its own SMS phone number, which allows us to kind of route the information to the correct person. So I'm just going to run through a little demo, which is going to be essentially me pretending to be a client named John Smith, who wants to book an appointment with Aaron Goulden, which is me, and kind of see just what happens in the process. So the email was Aaron@Synthia.CC, and I'm just going to put appointment request. Hi. Is Aaron available for a chat sometime this week? Thank you, John Smiths. It's the most generic name I could think of. I apologise if there is anyone called John Smith. I'm not making fun. So let me just bring up my other Synthia window here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off the page here, and you'll see here that we have our chat window. So whenever our executive assistant receives an incoming communication message, it will essentially come up in this window, and it will tell us what the message was and kind of give us some options on what it can do and how it can respond. So, you can see here it's just popped up now. So it says, Aaron, we've received a new message from John Smith, and then the email address. He is inquiring about your availability for a chat sometime this week. I haven't sent him an automated response yet. You can view the full email here. So let me just open this just so you can see. So yeah, you can see the email here and everything. I apologize for the UI bug. I've got everything resized here. So it says here, could you advise on your preferred time and date for this chat, if any, so I can relate to Mr. Smith's? Best, Synthia. And then the time and everything was sent. So I'm just going to put here, please let him know that I am available any day this week between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Those are just numbers I've made up. I'm going to put UK time on there. So you're going to notice here, so this is a similar interface to ChatGPT, but some of the main differences between this and ChatGPT are that this can essentially contextually figure out and easily run tasks based on what it is that you're asking it to do. So you'll notice I didn't send please send him an email. I just said please let him know that I am available any day this week. So here it says, I have sent an email to John Smith on your behalf. Here is a summary of the email that was sent. And then I will go to this other window here, and you will see it's received here now. So it says, Dear John Smith, thank you for your request. Aaron has informed you that he's available for a chat this day, any day this week between 3 and 7 p.m. Please let us know which day and specific time would work best for you so we can arrange this accordingly. So as you can see, this has already kind of turned a lot of the things I've said into a lot more formal context, which is very useful. So I'm just going to reply here, but can he do 5 p.m. on, I'll just put is 5 p.m. on Tuesday, okay. So as that's all processing here, so here it's giving me a summary of the email that I just sent from Aaron Goulden to John Smith, or the secretary sent. and we can view the email thread here. We can see the original email that John Smith sent to me and the email that Synthia has just sent back to John Smith a minute ago. So here it's just processed and it says, "Hello Aaron, John Smith has responded to my previous message intending to set up a meeting at 5 PM on Tuesday. I'm still to reply. Would you like me to send a confirmation or suggest another time?" So I just say, "Yes, please confirm, or please invite him." So there is also the ability to have voice to text and text to speech. I've currently got that disabled for the purposes of this video, but I'll just click one here just to kind of show you what it sounds like. Okay, so you can see down here it says, "I have sent an invite to John Smith for the meeting at 5 PM on Tuesday. Here is a summary of the information." It says, "I will keep you up to date on our responses or confirmations ever received from John Smith." So let's check over here. And here we have an invitation which has just been sent with a Zoom link. It has the time and everything on there, which was the time that he asked for, and a calendar invite, which I can just... I don't currently have it set up on this account, but you can see everything is set up on here. And I'm just going to say here, "Confirmed, thank you." And then back over here. Let's have a look what it does. So in this demo, this is an external client that doesn't have an AI secretary, just talking to one person that has an AI secretary. Okay, so here it says, "I received a response from John Smith. He's confirmed the scheduled meeting. You can view the full email if needed. Everything seems in order, but let me know if any further actions are required." Okay, so that's done. So that kind of saved a lot of time in terms of me having to create calendar invites, send them out, get Zoom links, all of the above. But it also works the other way. So I can also send emails to other people using this. I can send SMSs to other people using this. So what differentiates this from ChatGPT is the fact that it can access a bunch of different APIs and services and talk to them and integrate the responses from those APIs into the responses in the chat window here. So I'm just going to say here, "Please give me a list of tasks that you can do." So the UI is currently kind of very much work in progress. There's still a lot of things to do on there. But currently we're kind of focusing on having this one chat window where you can kind of see all of your interactions, kind of the same way you would talk to a real life assistant when you were trying to figure out what was going on in your day. So this is just going to take a moment to process. That is another thing that we're currently working on as well, which is the speed of things. Sometimes this is a very early alpha. Things will go wrong, things will break, sometimes things will be slow. Let me just grab, oh, here we go, it's just popped up now. So here is an absolute full list of all the tasks that it can do. So there's the general conversation. It can create images by talking to DALL-E. It can get the Ethereum address, Ethereum balance of an address, fetch PDFs, get calendar events, identify what's in images. So it can also schedule tasks and reminders for later on. So any of these tasks that it can do here can also be deferred to a later time. So I could say something like, "Please send an email to John at 5 PM reminding him of our meeting." And then at 5 PM, it would send an email to John. So we can send SMSs through this interface, send emails, we can fetch websites, take screenshots of websites. So if you were to ask ChatGPT who the current Prime Minister of the UK is, it's going to say Boris Johnson. So I'm going to ask here and see what happens. Who is the current, please look up who the current Prime Minister of the UK is. So whenever you type a message and send it to Synthia through this interface, there are a bunch of different plugins that can possibly be used. And it's using some really smart code that figures out the kind of the most appropriate one to run. So here it's saying the current Prime Minister of the UK is Rishi Sunak. He's been in office since October 25th, 2022, which is correct, unless it's changed again since. But this has been looked up on Wolfram Alpha. So I can also say things like, what is the current weather in Manchester, UK? Going to take a moment to process, and it's going to say here the current weather in Manchester, UK is 18 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 64%, wind speed 16 miles per hour, and that is recorded approximately 38 minutes ago. So that again was fetched through Wolfram Alpha. So let me show you some other cool stuff it can do. So I'm going to put please fetch me please fetch me today's news from BBC. So you'll notice I'm not saying please go to the bbc.co.uk website, fetch the text, and then give me some news. Like it's implicit. That's kind of what you're asking it to do, but it needs to kind of have the context, right? So it's fetched the today's news from BBC. So it's a little bit buggy here, but it's kind of just giving me a link to the BBC News website. So let me just try something else a second. Please can you search for the website for online blockchain PLC. So now, hopefully this is going to use the Bing web search API, and it's going to go away and find the website. So I can say, please fetch the website and tell me some of the projects they are working on. Okay, so here it said, based on the contents of the Online Blockchain PLC website, here are some projects that they're working on. Incubating and developing the future. Online blockchain is involved in incubating and developing blockchain-related projects. They work on nurturing and supporting the growth of blockchain technology. And then there's a link to the Umbria network website. So what this has done is gone away and fetched the text content of the online blockchain.io website, which it's found using Bing, and then it's attempted to answer the questions. And then it's also even given me a link as well, which when I click here, it's got a link of projects, which are all running. You can see Synthia on here, Umbria, and the Rocky Horror Show NFTs. Some of the cool stuff it can do. Let me just quickly find a YouTube video. Just a random one, so you know that I'm not kind of making this up. So I am going to take this video here. Please fetch this video and give me a summary. So now what this is doing is it's going away and it's fetching the subtitles for the video. Not only can it do summaries, but you can also ask it specific questions and to do tasks with the content of the text content of the videos. It's a little bit buggy, it doesn't always work perfectly, but it's still very useful. You can take essentially a 30-minute video and give yourself a TLDR of it, or ask a certain question about the video. It can take a few minutes to run, especially if the video is a little bit longer, which this one's about 15 minutes. So let's just give it some time. While that's going on here, I'm going to pretend to be John Smith again, and I'm going to send another email to Aaron, and I'm going to make kind of a fake scam email. Reward, you have won a reward. Hi, I am Prince William and I need you urgently to go to https this is a scam.com. This is not a scam.com. There is a delivery of 100 tons of gold awaiting for you. Let's send this and just see what happens for some fun. And while we were doing that here, it says, hi, I've analysed the video that was provided, and here's a summary of the text-based contents. So it says, the video is a comparison of different vacation experiences at different price levels. The narrator and their friends explore different locations and their activities, showcasing their facilities, experiences, and value for money. So yeah, so essentially it's taken this 15-minute video and given me a description. So please can you create an image that could be used for the YouTube video. Okay, here, so while I was doing that here, it said, hello Aaron, I've received an email from John Smith. Strangely, he claims to be Prince William and has urged you to visit a suspicious website. This is not a scam. Due to the questionable nature of this message, I've refrained from replying. So in the future, probably what we're going to do is kind of just, you know, ignore anything that looks like spam, but just for testing purposes, everything and kind of ends up here, just so we can see what's going on. There is also the ability to speak to it. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to work while I've got the audio going on here, but let's give it a try anyway. Please can you fetch the weather in London, UK? There you go, yep, so let's type that in there. So I can hit enter. I think the image creation one may have bugged out a little bit there. Sometimes that happens. Still early alpha, may process in a couple of minutes. So yeah, here it says the current weather in London, UK is as follows. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick demo of this, and if anyone has any questions, you're more than welcome to visit our Discord, or you can contact me or my secretary at Aaron@Synthia.CC. I'll post the email in the comments. Feel free to send an email to her and book an appointment. And yeah, it was great to meet you all. Thank you for your time.